There you go. On episode 71 of the Mainly Golf Show. I think it's 71. We've now lasted 2 years, which is quite ironic given the fact we've not took the winner in 6 months. I am Twig, joined by Hep and Marv after the, would you say, a disappointing Valspar
Just
Invitational. Matt Fitzpatrick went bogey free over the weekend. To be fair, very good interview with Fitzy afterwards going, does this mean you're going to win the Masters? Well, yeah, obviously. Do you not see how well played out there? I mean, I'm joking, obviously. The dry Yorkshire humour kind of didn't go down too well on some of those Yanks. He's so arrogant, thinks he's going to win the Masters. Not
give it
quite,
a
does he?
chance.
But plays very, very well. Clutch putt at 17. Clutch putt was it 18? He made birdie to post 11 under.
Yeah, it's last.
Um, Even more impressive than the fact he was beaten the week before in a playoff. Eh, Never mind. Never mind. Jacob Bridgman, Matt Fitzpatrick, and
Sungjae Im.
throwing Sungjae Im, who had tipped up this week at 100 to 1, who
Yeah,
was at 1.3 clear midway through Saturday. When he
yeah,
finished tie fifth in the end, tie sixth.
yeah. T4.
They're going to place, you know what I mean? 100 to
Yeah,
1 place, can't complain.
just
This
not
guy,
allowed
well,
you
this
to
guy,
spend
this guy wants
some
blood.
each way money. Just allowed you to get a little place as well. But
Go back to the old betting shop days. Do you remember Mr. Blood?
of course, yeah. Until the
Yeah,
day we die.
I wonder what's happening to him these days. The famous story was I was chasing, I think, was it £1.25 in a knit box, having put £675 in. And then obviously we did it all back in. It come in zero. I'm like, but 32.6. This
I
guy could
thought
have
I
won
thought it
100.
was even
What?
less.
I think
I
the
thought
mythology might have said it to 25p.
well, because I think it's 599 and 80 pence. Ain't that less 20 pence?
This guy, he uses his hand, he puts it in there, he wants pussy, and eat it. Like, what are you talking about? I don't know. Can you give me a tenner? I'm like, no, but I think we've lost out half of our 10 listeners already. But a very good round from Matt Fitzpatrick. Um, I was on Marco Penge. I used to put in our group chat on Monday, Penge 125 to 1 is the wrong price if anyone can get with Sky Bet or Paddy Power. Obviously, it was ignored, I think. But it was a very big week for the Englishman. His best finish on the PGA Tour since getting his card last year. It's a very good week, the Englishman with Fitzpatrick winning. But yeah, we tournament here. But I mean, it just seemed a bit flat. Was it just due to the lack of star power? I think the PGA Tour, I think Marv, you've mentioned it a few times already. It's really struggled with the pacing of the season when you've got the Genesis, the players, and then you've got the Gap, Valspar, Houston, Texas
Well,
Open, I think next week.
it was a
You
very
should be trying
strong
to peak for the
year.
Masters and they haven't got it right.
Well, I think the players dictate when they want the signatures. So, the 3 weeks now between API and the Masters all being non-signature. I mean that's I think due to the players wanted it that way. If they didn't want it that way, if they wanted a signature beforehand, then they'd have one. Um, but no, I mean it was a strong. It had Xander in it, it had JT, it had Fitz, it was a much stronger field for the Valspar than I think the Valspar would expect. But I like it. I think it's my favorite non-major,
Such tight
non-signature.
fairways, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's a difficult golf course. -9, no, -11 won it,
Yeah.
and +1 cut. Like you don't see that too often, so it's tricky. Um, but yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I mean, you didn't get the Xander and the JT and whoever else was top of the odds board really showing up, but it was a strong finish. Yeah, there's some mid runners contending at the end, but I thought it was a good week.
The one for me for standout was, and I think he could be lurking, Brooks Koepka, I think he finished T12 in the end. Um, Brooks was making a lot of birdies, as was Jordan. I don't think anyone play made most more birdies this week than Jordan Spieth. Marv, would Spieth or Brooks be on your early shortlist for Magnolia Lane success?
Definitely not Spieth.
Why?
Ah, it's,
He loves it
eh,
round there. Smell of
eh,
the azaleas, and he goes, "Oh, it's like you're at
eh,
home, Jordan."
I he's one of those golfers that just to go and win a Masters again
It's a bit like Bubba Watson, really, wasn't it? Very strange that Bubba has won two Masters.
I backed him both
I
times.
think
If you
Cabrera,
remember, that was when I was banished to watch fucking Forrest Gump in
so was
the
it
bedroom with Louise.
2013 and 20, or was it 2012 and 2014? I can the 2 years.
It was 2015 because that was
Or was
I
it
had a 10 each
2015?
when Bubba, Jordan, the final two was Jordan and Bubba. I remember Hep and Finnegan were watching it in our front room. And I've come in and went, anyway, boys, you watch the golf. I'll have to watch Forrest Gump. And Finnegan, deadpan as she like, went, what do you mean? Oh, well, she wants to watch a film. Put a tenner each way on the guy's favourite entry, the last round of the Masters. You're not going to watch it. This is what you live for. This is what you get up for in the morning. Yeah, if she wants to watch Forrest Gump, he went, you've had a nightmare, Twig. Or, honestly. And Hep goes, another beer, Finnegan? Fuck off, Hep.
We're young and
That was 11 years ago. Jesus. Sorry, I've gone.
I was just saying it's a bit like an Angel Cabrera won in was it '09, I think,
Zach
and
Johnson. You do get weird results now and
and
again.
then
Danny
and
Willett.
also lost the playoff. So so I just yeah, Spieth. No, not for me. It said maybe Brooks is getting there, and you'd think that maybe Augusta is not a bad course for Brooks, but
I think Brooks is going to have so much money on him for the Masters.
I
Oh,
I,
I'm going to be back in
I
Brooks.
want to see. I think I'd rather.
Everybody's backing Brooks for the Masters.
I think I'd rather see Brooks actually contend or be up there in a decent event.
I
Again,
was only when he lost to Rambo and he played awful that last round. I think he was um, too clear for about four or five, and he just capitulated. But I think the thing with Brooks is he's always act like harder than nails. Don't give a shit about the fans. He looks again. You never know what's going on in anyone's head. But the last few weeks as he came back on PGA Tour, he looks quite humbled by the reception he's got. Like, oh, they don't think I'm a twat. They do actually. They have actually missed me. And some people just need a bit of a humbling. Um, and he just looks like he's happy to be back on the PGA Tour. Like he's trousered his cash, and
Yeah.
now he actually just wants to win
He's not having to travel to South Africa and all
and
the other
Singapore
places.
and
He can
Australia and
just,
Adelaide.
yeah,
Yeah,
he just keep in America. And I don't know, I was watching him because I bet on him as well. And I was watching him Thursday, and he hit a really, really lazy shot from around the green. And I thought, well, he just doesn't care because he's not in the signatures. Like part of his punishment is he's not in the signatures until he earns it, basically. And so I was like, well, he's just obviously having to turn up to the Valspar, having to turn up to whatever to get FedEx Cup points. And he's not really that arsed. And I thought, well, that's a waste of a bet. But yeah, no, his ball striking is, yeah, off the
he
charts.
grinded. He grinded really well. Speaking of Liv, I don't know if you saw the crowd's right in fourth for Liv's Golf South Africa this week. Bryson was very emotional after winning. Huge crowds following Bryson. Um, interesting, right? We thought he would he sign a new contract? Would he renew when he moved back to the PGA Tour? He's still clearly box office. Um, he alludes to the fact he can't say anything, but he's been praying all week. So you wonder if there's an illness in the family or whatever. Um, but would Bryson be? I mean, we do our one and done. Where were you looking to slot Bryson in this season? Because
We have to use him
Bryson
maybe.
Masters, we're gonna get it wrong. Whichever tournament we go for, we know
Yeah,
this.
I mean,
We do Masters and he
feel
misses.
like,
You know, he misses the cut, wins US Open.
yeah, I mean, he was obviously in the last group with Rory last year, and then fell
He
away,
played
did he?
awful.
Um, so he has the ability to be up there, but I don't know if just Augusta's just too tricky. Just he doesn't have that feel around the greens that the Spieth has, and his I don't know if his maths and his reliance, well, his not reliance, his just unwillingness to change his short wedges to actually be the length of a wedge. Like you can't have a wedge that's the size, the length of a 5 iron. I just don't think it works. You need for those, and he just, yeah, I think maybe Augusta will just maybe never happen for him. But I think he's more of a US Open and PGA than he is a Masters and British Open player.
British Open. Why are you American? It's a
You know,
fucking Open Championship, you daft
I'm
cunt. What
going
are
to
you doing, man?
appeal to
British
the
Open.
fans
Fucking hell. We're going
podcast.
there in a few months. I'll get you lynched.
So
Jesus Christ.
please let me go. Still,
Scottish admission said we're fine. We'll be at Birkdale. Um, mainly golf on the ground. Marv will be in the office. Don't worry. Um, Marv, you mentioned that before. You need the. I think the word you might. I think the word you used before was imagination. You need to have a certain kind of see golf differently. But Bubba was that way. And I know it always favors left-handers. Didn't mind we were when a Masters ran there. Phil was able to produce shots from nowhere. Tiger will be looking. I mean, Tiger plays a different game to everyone. Um, apart from Scott, if you ask Hep, and good luck to Mrs. Scheffler on the his second. Trust me, two kids is no fucking joke. What are you doing? I will not be back in Scotty for another tournament this year. Now he's going to have two
he's
kids.
already feeling it this year.
Fuck me. Yeah. You wait till, yeah. Yeah, good luck. But I'll be getting my money again. But Mav, what do you need to win around Augusta?
I would say, although there has at times been a bit of a strange, like I say, like a Trevor Lehman, a Zach Johnson, a Mike Weir. Not to mean that those type of golfers never really stood out, but I suppose maybe in the modern day. Although Danny Willett did win it in 2016.
That was only because Speed made a quad bogey.
Yeah, Danny Willett somewhat fell in, didn't he? Um, I think you do need some imagination. You do need, I don't know whether you strictly call it a second shot golf course, but it is very much of a horses for courses. And if you figured out how to play it, then you can seem to turn up every year. And even going with that, you know, Tiger over the years would go in with no game at all and suddenly just pull out a top five out of nowhere. Just because, effectively, as they say, you need to know where to miss it.
But the right, don't miss. Yeah, you'd say like, don't short side yourself at this place.
Yeah,
Don't go long here. If you
and
miss here, you're looking at double.
because in
Right.
theory, if in theory, the par fives are somewhat easily scoreable. It's not always the case, but they do say you've got to score very well on the par fives. But they're not the hardest par fives, are they, in the world to get?
Um, 15, providing you. Yeah, I mean, 15's quite. As long as you get the length right, you're all right. You just it's find the fairway. It's a wide open fairway. Then they want you to be going for that. The drama is going for 15 in two.
Mm.
They don't want you laying up and with fucking 100 yard, which is so weird. Was it 12 where Rory last year? No, not 12. 13. The first of par five, the back nine. Like, why is Rory laying up? What's he doing? He's driving the ball 330 yards of the tee. Yeah, it's just leave myself a 100 yard wedge. Why? Just go for the green. Leave yourself even if you miss it right, 25-yard chip, but take the 6 feet and move on. I'm sorry. I know he won the Grand Slam and stuff, but the more you look back on that, Rory was so lucky to win the Masters last year. Um, like he was. I'm sorry. Look, he was lucky to win the Players and he was lucky to win the Masters. Yeah, fucking Rory, too good. Talk about Marv Doa.
I think end of the day, Rory always had the game for it, but it was whether a year was going to come along where he put it together enough to get over the line. And I do
Nobody else
consider that
played did anything, did they?
he got over the line as opposed to, you know, yeah.
He's very lucky. I mean, I can't remember Bryson. There's one area of Bryson's game that was it his putting last in the last round. His putting kept saving him, but his second shots just were nowhere near. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah,
He's either he's driving off. I can't remember. He's either he's driving or his second shot, but one of them was just one facet of his game was
I think
horrendous.
it was his wedges. I think he was
Yeah, I
just
think he was driving well, but he just
disappearing it
couldn't.
more. Yeah,
Yeah,
just leaving long
which
puts.
yeah, I think this. I would say maybe a big thing is distance control into the greens. The
which will
Augusta.
also be crucial this week for the Houston Open. There's no Scotty Scheffler. Meredith is expecting. their second child. Good luck to the Schefflers. But it also means that, first of all, if you're on early doors like some Shrewies, been great price crash. Some of us are on Ryan Fox at what do we get happy then? 55? It was 70s.
Yeah, it's the 70s.
Fox is oh, yeah, 365 have pushed him up today. Bastards. But says it's a wide open field. Min Woo Lee, the defending champion, I think.
Yeah, it's
Um,
the infamous Jaeger place as well from 2 years
yeah.
ago.
The Scheffler traded odds on last 2 years. That's what. And then when you looked at that start, and I was looking through, I thought I can't back him this week. So I'd been keen to take him on. Chris Godrope, three-time winner in the last 12 months on tour. He's second favorite 18 to 1. Jake Knapp 20 to 1. Brooks BK 22 is 25 to 1. Bar those. Um it's a I mean Alejandro Toast had a great week last week. For us on at 500 to 1 in 10 places, we got a great sweat. Unfortunately, the price has been gobbled up quickly, and he's a lot shorter this week. I think Toast is around the 150 to 1.
60 mark,
One
125.
125, 180 is a uni bet. Um, so the value's been gone there. But Hep Kel was what's needed to win around the Houston Open.
So we're back to Bombers course for the first time in a while. So yeah, Minwoo Lee, like you said, Nap, big hitters up front, sort of justifiably favourites.
In a word, are you going to back Jake Knapp this week?
No,
Are you going to put him up for a one and done?
maybe, but no.
That is one word.
Maybe. But yeah, so yeah, back to Bombers. Not a lot of rough out there. Wide fairways. Hit it as far as you can and try and yeah, gouge it out. But who? I mean, you would never get it, but longest driver on tour this year with 40 total drives off ensemble. Gary Woodland is leading the PGA Tour in driving distance at the moment.
Hasn't he just come back from having a tumor as well? Like,
I think yeah, he's kidney stones, sorry. But he's
I
also
heard
he came runner up last year. But I'm not going to Woodland. I couldn't believe he was leading the tour in driving distance.
in terms of all tours this year, strokes gained T the Green. Um, John Rahm first. Would you count Rahm? Don't know. Scheffler two. Do you want to guess the rest? Never mind. It's a podcast set. We need
Yeah,
volume.
Who
Three,
who
Jake
keeps
Knapp.
these stats
Four,
on live?
Bridgman. Five, Cameron Young. Colin Morikawa. Min Woo Lee. Seven, McIlroy, Fitzpatrick, Batia.
nice.
Interesting that people like Ryan Gerard are in the top 20. Ricky Fowler. Uh, and Chris Condrick, who's in action this week. Bryson's, I think, is the only other live player in the top 20. Um, so yeah, if you're looking for value, you're probably going to get it this week, given the fact there's a lack of perceived depth. But again, Min Woo Lee and Chris Godrup are both in that top bracket, as are Gerard and Fowler. Adam Scott's in there too, despite the fact some people think he shouldn't be getting sponsors invites and exemptions. On the board, Mav. And he's a good-looking boy. Great swing. All
Fucking
that being
nepotism.
said, all that being said, all that being said, Mav. Tips for this week. Who'd you fancy?
Well, that's the question is, is it a week of you spray your darts across quite a few long shots, particularly because there's loads out there. There's loads at big prices. I got Lee Hodges, you know,
Mariano Green got a
Toasty,
place at 151 last week. Like I think that is
you
the
know, Chandler
Justin Thomas was.
Blanchett, David Lipsky, Billy Horschel. There's a lot at big prices that I generally feel to win the tournament they'd have to fall in, but
Lipsky played really well last week. I know he ended up finishing second, but I
well,
don't think it's,
yeah. Did he finish one under? So it never really put enough pressure on anybody. So
he
yes,
he got very good. He missed so many putts by like What price is Lipsky this week?
I haven't seen him on the board.
175 with Bet 365.
Fucking hell, we've got to have a bit of that. That's
Hey, Billy
ridiculous.
Horschel 150s.
Horshall played poor last week, and
There's
I back Bill. I like Billy, but he's not long enough around it.
there's
Lipsky wants it. How? Why is Lipsky that price?
because he's a bottler.
Just a fluky week one.
He's not a boy. Teeter
He
Green. He
finished.
was.
If I would say he finished tied third at the Rocket. Was it the Rocket or was it the John Deere last year when Brian Campbell won? And I think he tied the lead on the 17th, and then he absolutely hooked his tee shot on 18
For
and
left.
into the rough. And instead of going for it from 200 plus out of the rough, he thought, no,
Oh, I
no, I'll
remember
lay up.
this. Yeah,
I
you
mean,
hated this at the
look,
time.
like, yeah, I just thought that was so. To me, yeah, he's a player that he will play for second place.
Yeah, but
He's
this was near the end of end of the season, right? He was trying to get his tail card.
yeah, but well,
It's
again,
March, Marv. He's already bagged a few quid this year. He's fine.
you're a professional golfer. You've got to trust. To me, you should have hit a even if you're hitting it 20 yards right there and avoiding the water on the left, get it up near the green, put it in the bunker, get up and down from a bunker. These David Lipsky's not a good wedge player. So anyway, that's just
He might say the same about you.
a good sandwich player, but not a wedge. So to me, anyway, if all you want to
37.
do, if all
Jesus.
you want to do is just pick a few long shots and hope one gets placed, because you're getting probably 30 to 1 on a place, on the individual place, on the place bet on its own, go for it. However, we've got 10 points to spend, and I can't be putting 2.5 points each way on something at 150s. So I am going to go with two shorter prices, which is Tony Finau at
Get
60s.
out. Tony Fido. Jesus.
And
He was. Did you watch how he played last week? Complete bottler.
yeah, finished tied 18th, so not too bad.
Yeah, I know. Backed him, basically.
And also just for shits and giggles, Stephen Yeager. He's also 60 to 1, which to be fair, he has an unbelievable record in the last 3 years. Tied 11th, first, and a tied ninth. So
He got a top 10 finish not last week, but before as well. He played all right.
yeah, I did consider, for example, a Ricky Fowler, but I thought he's far too short at 28. There was a few others knocking around. I thought Ryan Fox, but can I see him winning again on tour?
I hope so.
I don't know. Chris Gotterup, he can't win again this year.
Why?
He's been number
He's
one
the
in the
fourth best
world if
player
he
in the
wins
world,
another one.
Marv.
Is he
Fourth
the
best
best
player in the
player in the
world.
world? Actually, probably go second in the world. He beat it higher than Rory. So,
David Lipsky has earned 1.2 million from five starts this year.
yeah, well,
Easy games, golf, isn't it?
if yeah, well, I've just named about 10 different golfers, so you can clip it up, Twig, if one of them gets near the lead on Sunday.
Sports premium advice.
So, so to keep it short and sweet, really, no massive conviction, really, but Jaeger and Finau for me.
The next level to the mainly golf show is Marv going into Ladbrokes with about 20 different slips. I'm putting 20 each way on Tony Finau. I think he's got a great chance this week. Marv, next slip. I'm putting 20 each way on fucking Stephen Yang. I'm putting 50 each way on Minwoo Lee. Do you actually want that bet on? Yeah, never mind. Just give me a pretend slip
Can you print me the slip though, that please?
and then void it. Twig, we've got some great content here, but
I
it's
have been doing this for 15 years.
20 golfers still can't get a fucking winner. Yeah, I'm gonna say we end up with someone like fucking Davis Riley winning at 300 to 1. Uh, also, we can't say anything about him. Can we? He might sue us. I can't afford the legal battle. Shut that down.
Bob.
Min will lead this week. Deserved's favourite. And where's your money going?
Yeah, I think Minwoo is deserved. It's not something I like to cheer for, so I've bet against him a couple of
Have
times.
we used him for the one and done already? I think I put him up, didn't I?
I don't know. I don't think we have.
Eh?
So yeah,
He's
he's a possibility up there. Obviously, we're not going to use him anywhere else. Have we used him? No. Um, yeah, my shout at the top of the board is going to be Pearson Coody at 45s. Uh, Big driver
Who
of the
the fuck
ball,
is Pearson Coody?
solid driver of the ball, good approach. He's also
Which tournament
51st.
is this guy in? Is he playing the Indian Open?
He's also 51st on the world rankings, and after this week, the top 50 get into the Masters. So if he needed any extra motivation just to get that one extra place on the rankings to get into this year's Masters. But no, he's a solid. He's had some very good results this year, and I think just everyone else in front of him is just slightly underpriced, really. But yeah, he's still at 45s, so I like him. And the long shot, I'm going down the board to a big driver. There's a few big drivers that have been bet into like 80s and 70s that I don't really think have that much of a good chance to win. So it's more of a place play. But Isaiah Salinger, 110s for 12 places from yeah, I think he came third or second in Mexico last year at one of these bombing courses. I think he had another top five at another bombers like lesser event last year. So yeah, hopefully we can continue that at the Houston Open, where it's it's not more much of a it's more of a bombers course than an accuracy course. So yeah, those are my two: Pearson Cooney and Isaiah Salander.
I find it really hard this week because I think you could easily just chuck so many darts and you basically need a lot of luck. You need someone who's be really streaky. Um, I go for that candidate, and he's exceptionally long. I think he's probably the longest. Never mind Gary Woodland. He's probably the longest really on tour. Is our boy Aldrich, the Fat Sapper, up the Bud Gaita, 66 to 110 places. He can be very erratic. He's a very young boy, but when he gets it all together, he's very, very good. Already a winner on tour. I think he's still only 22. We'll
21.
have 3 points each for an Aldrich. And then another couple of players that can be streaky. And we just, I want to put Ryan. We've got to put Ryan Fox up. Yeah, we'll go Foxy. Foxy won last year. He finally got his break on the PGA Tour, having won a couple of times on the DP World Tour. His dad was an All Black. He's bred from the right stuff. Um, I think I got 55 to 1, did I? 10 places. I'll leave it to stat over the spreadsheets, but Fox is on off the tee. He's got a good short game. He can kind of get himself out of trouble if he goes wild. And hooky left or right. The other guy I thought has got a great chance around here, and I'm not going to put him up, so he's probably got an even better chance, is Nico Acavaria, the Colombian who's a twice winner on tour. Probably should have won when did I back him and he lost in a playoff a few months ago? It sounds like something I'd do with him. He lost to
Yeah,
Nick Taylor in last year around this time.
You backed him when he beat Lowry.
I did when I was in London for work. And I'd switched off when he was 3 behind with like four left.
For
yeah,
some reason, I seem to remember that week. I don't know why.
yeah. The Houston. I mean, it was only like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, but Echevarria, very, very good player and probably doesn't get any credit. But you could easily make a case. So again, I've already backed like Toasty, and I'm pretty sure I backed a few more. You can go to those.
Is
I
Nico
backed
in
Grillo.
still?
I'll end up sticking some. Probably end up backing Stephen
He's,
Fisk again, who I don't know. It will come right for him at some point. And the young South African who's like 6'10", Christo Lamprecht, he hits it a mile off the tee. But I thought we did okay last week with some of the big long shots. We got a fair old run for our money, and there's some Charlie Cheesecake is 1,250 to 1, Marv.
Did he finish last week?
He was 9 over after the opening round, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He's gone at the game,
Um,
clearly.
Someone like a Hank Leboida had a good week. He's 400 to 1. Eric, is there any water around here? Eric Van Rooyen 500s?
I think a little bit, but it's
A
nothing
little
like
bit,
nothing.
not enough.
It's,
Captain Marv had the audacity. Tip him up 2 weeks ago. Jesus. Desperation stuff. But yeah, 2.5 points each way on Ryan Fox at 55 and 2.5 points on Aldrich Podgita at 66s. Marv, do you want to give us your two again?
Yeah, just an interesting fact is that we started Greenwich College before Aldrich was even born. Shows how old we are. So I think it was early September 2004 he was
It's
born.
depressing.
Yeah, something like 11th, 9th September. My two picks are Stephen Yeager and Tony Finau, both 60s. I will go 2.5 each way on both.
I think been good form as well lately. And Hep, your two.
So the main one, 45s, Pearson Cooney, three each way, and the long shot, hoping for a place, Isaiah Salander, two each way, 110s with 12 places.
Pace and Kudi wins this week. I will show my ass on that Gibraltar border and shout, God bless Franco, whatever the Spanish anthem is. He ain't
Well,
winning,
why
but
not?
what do I know? Hepstato after all. We will see next week. We're 2 weeks away from the Masters. We'll be back with an in-depth preview in 10 days' time, and Marv will be digging out all his Tiger Woods paraphernalia ahead of presumably the biggest song of the year. Marv, do you think I mean, he's going to be playing tonight? Do you think we'll see Tiger playing at Augusta? Is it the hope that kills you?
I think I said no, didn't I, a
You
few
said
weeks
no two
ago?
weeks ago.
I think I'm still on it's more no than yes. Yeah.
I think that might be an emotional hedge, though.
Standing in a studio hitting golf balls is yeah completely different to the walking etc. and all that brings.
Hep, I'm going to ask you, but I know what the answer is. But Ty will be playing at Augusta in 2.5 weeks.
Well, I'll say yes to take your side of the argument. He's
We'll be able to clip one of these and say one of them's a judge. Tiger won't be there. He will be there, but he'll be there for the Masters dinner and he'll be drinking red wine with Rory. But we'll see. I've been Twig, he's been Hep, and he's been Mark. We'll see you all very soon. Bye bye.